This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Donald Trump is panicking. You see that a lot in YouTube thumbnails and video titles that Donald Trump's panicking or he's whatever, and kind of a hyperbolic take, a little bit of clickbaiting. But that's not what we're facing right now. Donald Trump behind the scenes is absolutely freaking out because March 25th, this coming Monday, is the deadline for him to post the bond if he decides to appeal the case, or if he decides to appeal the case, he must post the bond, the full amount that he would owe in the verdict, in the New York fraud case. And the amount is $454 million, nearly $500 million, which should be a little tiny amount for a guy who claims to be worth $10 billion. The reason he's panicking is because he doesn't have the money. He's reached out to 30 or so different guarantors of that particular bond, and all of them said, go pound sand. And I got the screen grab from CNN that has put together a little bit of an estimated value of Trump's properties. And this is what is on the chopping block. This is what is at risk for Donald Trump if he decides, not if he decides, if he doesn't end up appealing because he can't get the bond. Now, there's an outside chance he'll go to the appellate division in New York and they will lower the bond. They will decrease the amount that he needs to post in order to appeal. That could happen. And I don't know the odds, how unlikely or likely that is. We'll have to wait to see that. He doesn't have much time. The deadline is March 25th once again. But look at these properties here. 1290 Avenue of the Americas. I believe that's 6th Avenue in New York City. $500 million. 40 Wall Street, the crown jewel. He loves that building. $270 million. 6 East 57th Street, $175 million. Trump Tower on 5th Avenue, $160 million. And the Trump Tower penthouse, the gold encrusted nonsense, the atrocity of interior design, $40 million. That's the one he claimed was like 30,000 square feet, his home, his apartment in New York City, when it was actually like 10,000 square feet. Just a liar. So this is what's at risk. And he absolutely is panicking right now because this is all he's got. Now, I know that sounds stupid to say that this is all he has when this is well over $1 billion worth of properties. But this, if you take away those assets from Donald Trump, he is bereft of value because he has no cash. Again, we're speaking relative terms here. For a billionaire, for a guy who claims to be worth $10,000 million and can't scratch together 500, this would decimate him and his holdings and his ability to secure loans in the future against other projects. You see, a lot of times billionaires, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, other wildly wealthy people, they live on loans, and then that becomes a liability that they can borrow, they get tax benefit from, because it's not income when you are just living off the loan you secured, and you get to write off all the interest and all the other elements of it that come at a disadvantage to your economic position. But you don't actually pay taxes on income because you're not drawing a paycheck or a sizable one. And that's what we face right here with this. So I'm going to play this pretty brief clip of Bernett on CNN talking to some experts, one former Trump colleague, ally, and what exactly is at stake here for the seizing of the properties and what it's going to do to Donald Trump and his financial position, his social position, and his psyche. Watch this.
What happens then if he loses in court, he can't sell a building by next Monday, which he can't, then what?
Then Letitia James seizes his property, puts liens on all of his assets, bank accounts, and then as Eric said, that is not restricted to New York. So she probably at this point understands where he has different assets in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, and elsewhere.
And what does that mean? He can't go in them, or people can't go? What does that mean?
It does mean that he would not be able to, it would be fought out in some part in the
Yeah.
courts, but for that period of time, it really becomes unusable. And how does he get any additional business going when these are under foreclosure or being seized by the court?
So, Stephanie, what does this actually mean to him? I mean, in the context of he's now publicly admitting that 30 insurance companies refused backing this bond.
Yeah, the fact that this is now being covered by the media, this is going to be very, very hard on his ego, and not just Donald Trump, but the entire family. This is gonna hurt them. It's gonna hurt their egos, and I'm sure soon, it'll be tonight, maybe tomorrow, we're gonna, hear about the left-wing Democrats going after him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Listening to you guys talk about his properties, though, I think if it were to happen, 40 Wall Street is probably the one that he would hate it. But I think if she tried to seize Mar-a-Lago or Bedminster or Trump Tower even, those are his babies. You've got the Sterling Golf Course in Virginia. Any of the properties with golf courses, I think, would absolutely devastate him. So it'll be interesting to see what she goes for.
And how much does she have latitude there, Ryan?
She has a lot of latitude. She might just go after those that she thinks are going to be able to be enforced the quickest, and that's up to her.
And it would appear 40 Wall Street is going to be on that list from what she said. But it also depends, what Stephanie said, a golf course or something like that.
So none of that is good news for Donald Trump. Again, there's the outside chance that he will appeal this through the appellate mechanisms in the state of New York, and they will give him some relief on the amount of the bond. It's not the normal course of action, but Donald Trump is a dignity-free actor. He is shameless. He will walk across hot coals to save his ego. I was going to say reputation, but I think we all know that Donald Trump doesn't really mind having a bad reputation. So this is where we are. We're down to the wire here on whether Donald Trump is going to get this accomplished. I don't believe he is. But again, one of the elements of this that I didn't talk about at all in this is that MAGA world, the MAGA faithful, are here for him. When he said he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and not lose a single voter, he wasn't far off the mark. He's been able to jeopardize national security, call wounded and dead soldiers suckers and losers, and hasn't lost. Very much support at all from the MAGA faithful, the true adherents to the Donald Trump cult. And that's alarming. And what else would he have to do to have them cut bait? I don't know that there's anything. I think that they are so in the tank for this charlatan, for this liar, for this grifter and this huckster that they will do anything. Up to and including give him their money. This billionaire, they're just feeding him money through campaign donations. Anyway, what do you think? I would love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. But also, we can just mix it up in the comments. That will trigger YouTube to recommend this channel and this content and this message to new viewers who may have never even seen my stupid face. So that would be great. If you want to help support my work, take it a step further, you can click the join button below this YouTube video, become a channel member for $2 a month. You can go over to my Patreon page, same deal, $2 a month, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. You can give on super thanks, you can buy some merch, but make sure that you're subscribed, that you like and that you comment and you share this video. All those are very, very important ways to help support the work. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter and Instagram and Threads and TikTok and Facebook and Blue Sky and probably some that haven't even come around yet. But I'm not asking you to join social media. That's a nightmare. But if you're already there, that's where I am too. I love and appreciate you. Thanks for taking time out of your day to spend a little bit with me. And I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.